feel like I'm going like around with my chicken, like a chicken with my head cut off. Can't even say it. Who needs net wrap when you can tie a bale like that?
The regular corn, that's yellow. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly dry either.
Hey y'all. So I just want to talk to you for a minute and let you know I have not gotten to record like I'd like to these last few weeks. They have essentially been a blur. It's been wild in good ways, not really bad ways, just very busy, and not like one specific thing. Hold on. Well, I was gonna take it to the hayfield. Dakota's had some issues in the hayfield today, but now he's coming back through. So earlier he took off work early, and that's another thing. I've been taking calls for the business this week because Dakota's mom and stepdad are out of town. So then that's just me and Dakota when they're gone. So it's been crazy in that fashion, just very busy. I feel like I'm going like around with my chicken, like a chicken with my head cut off. Can't even say it. But anyways, he was baling today, hoping to get it all done, but the sun was not shining on the mountain, so it wouldn't dry. So it was actually too wet to bale. Like, the baler was like, nah, I ain't doing it. He said he's having issues with it starting the bale, and then it was just saying wet, which means it's greater than 30%. It is on pause until tomorrow. He did get about, I guess, maybe half of what he had down bale today, which is good. Everything else was fine. In different areas here, but I know I'm rambling. It's been a long day. But anyway, so we will commence baling tomorrow after he has a full day of work, because it's going to be crazy tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna take you along as I can. It's just been really hectic around here. All right, y'all. We made it. Dakota got it all in a roll. He let it be yesterday evening, and then after working today, he went and checked on it, and it was ready to roll. So he got it rolled. So now we are hauling it in. This is what he got done that was fine. So this will be going in the barn. But some of the stuff he had trouble with yesterday, it will probably go outside. Which is kind of unfortunate, but is also okay. We usually like to put up all the hay we have at the Orange Tractor Farm in the barn, because it's always, you know, top quality. But given the situation, that won't get to happen, because we don't want to burn any barns down or anything like that. And but anyways, it leaves us some room to put a little extra second cutting in there, so that's okay. And then I never got to fully, well, I just forgot when I was watching the videos back yesterday evening. So on the baler, it kept reading just wet, which means it's greater than 30% moisture, like the bale is, which you don't want. We usually like, you know, about 12 to 15% moisture. But so it was, you know, greater than 30, which wasn't great. At first, Dakota said he thought the monitor that was reading the moisture content was messing up, because he was like, why is this reading wet? But then, you know, it got clogged, so he's like, okay, it really is too wet. So, but then after he finished baling today, now he thinks, which it went okay, and it wasn't reading wet, but he thinks there's something wrong with, and I know I'm going to say this wrong, I want to call it an auger, but it's not an auger, I don't believe, but it's the thing that like starts the bale and kind of has like the cutters or whatever, which we don't have a silage baler, but it still has like these things that kind of like get it going. And he thinks that maybe not working as efficiently as it should, and that's kind of starting to cause the problem of the starting of the bale. We'll see. Hopefully, if it is that, it's not a hard fix. He says it's pretty easy to get to, so I don't know. But anyways, it's all in a roll. And yesterday evening he was all like irritated because he went back and was looking at the weather for today, and then they had changed it to where it was going to be thunderstorms this afternoon. So he was all frantic yesterday evening, but knock on wood, thankfully he got everything in the roll and it has not rained or had any thunderstorms. So we're just going to try to get everything hauled in that we can this evening. So, and I'm off septic duty, so that's wonderful. Load number 1. Dakota's having to do a little work on the Kubota. He changed the belts out, and one was, you know, new belts, so they've loosened up just a smidge from use, so he's having to tighten it up a little bit. This year we are actually using the skid steer to unload the hay. We're hoping this makes the process a little bit quicker because you can turn this thing around on a dime. And fun little fact, I was the first one to spear a bale with a skid steer. So it was over here in this little patch, and Dakota told me to bring it over here, so I did. He was like, "You'll be the first one to spear a bale." So it was a little bit of a learning curve. Oh yeah, he's gonna try to do 2 from the tractor, but it worked. So yeah, the skid steer has a little bit more weight to it than the tractor does. It's a little bit stouter. So there's the string. Let me see if he wants me to get those. Alright, got those cut off. He told me I was slacking. Alright, so that's nice too, being able to haul 2 at one time. We are trying to be more efficient around here with our time. Obviously, efficiency costs money, but time is money and money is time, right? That's how I'm just. So this is something that Dakota was worried about, but I told him it is what it is. Again, time is money, money is time. We can work on this, you know. I mean, that's just part of the skid steer where you can you know, turn it around on a dime, it does, you know, kind of mess up the grass a little bit. Dakota is very particular, if you couldn't tell, about a yard or the grass or everything. So anyways, but I said it's okay. We can work with this. We'll throw some leftover hay on it, maybe some grass seed. It'll be fine, right? Yeah. All right, first load is done. Now I go get several more. So I got clarification on the problem with the baler. So I wasn't totally wrong, although Dakota says it's not an auger, but it looks like an auger. But he thinks there's a problem with the slip clutch. And also, it doesn't start the bale, it rolls the bale, but it's having trouble starting the bale. So anyways, the issue is getting the bale started, but it's not the sole thing that starts the bale. It rolls the bale the whole time, I guess. But it is starting to have a hard time getting it started. So that's the issue. Just wanted to clear that up. I always, if I don't know what I'm talking about, I ask Dakota, so I make sure I tell you the correct information. I'm pretty particular in that fashion. Like, I don't want to tell anybody the wrong thing or anything like that. So sometimes I'll tell y'all about it, but if, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about, I will ask and make sure that I'm telling you correctly. So, yeah. But anyways, he's gonna go talk to a guy in the morning, and I guess maybe try to diagnose it, and if they think that's what it is too, then see what all entails of fixing it, and I guess getting the parts if it's something that he feels like he can do. If it's a pretty quick fix, pretty easy fix, he'll probably go ahead and do it. Maybe. I think he's gonna try to cut more hay Monday. So I guess if it's quick fix, he might fix it before then, but if not, he'll probably wait till we get the last round done and then fix it before we do second cutting. So it's still working. It's just a little bit more difficult to get the bell started. So enough with the rambling. This is load number 3 we're working on here. Did I go quick enough? Since we're like, you know, really close to the house or the Orange Tractor Farm, we can haul 14 for a full load. So 10 on the bottom and then 4 on the top. So yeah, that's right. I was trying to do my math really quick, but yeah, that's right. So yeah. Y'all, I absolutely love the skid steer. The operation of it is so straightforward, and it's just, I love it. I love it. We have moved up to the upper barn. And then we have 4 bales, I believe, left in the field. We were just out a minute ago. And then we have like 8 or 9, I believe, in the other one. So we're gonna go get those, and then we're gonna call it an evening. So then we just have the hay left up here in these fields. Well, y'all thought he was gonna take a dip in the pond there for a minute, but anyway, we are going to get this unloaded, go get one more load, and then we're gonna call it evening, and we're gonna haul the rest tomorrow. So we should be able to do it in a couple hours. So we're just gonna wait, and that's the hay too that had the drying problem. So it'll be okay if it sits out. But it's okay. I missed it. I'm gonna go cut that string off here in just a second. This one's gonna be an interesting one though, because we're technically gonna be one over, but Dakota says we can make it work because we don't have to go that far. We'll see. I'm just gonna show you on this bale right here. This baler ties so well, so even. I mean, who needs net wrap when you can tie a bale like that? It does so good. And I know there is pros to net wrap, like if you keep hay outside, but we have always, I mean, these are really tight rolls. You can hold there, but you can like barely get your finger in there. So I don't know, for us, this is what works. We've talked about getting a net wrap roller a few different times, but this just works good for us. And we don't keep a lot of hay outside, so, but look how pretty it is. It's just so pretty. Well, this is what we're working with so far. I think we get one more on here in the back. No, that's it. Never mind. I thought there, like you can kind of see, I thought there was another space. There's not. That's it. So. Back at it today, getting the final loads up, and it is a hot day today. I told Dakota, I was like, man, if you had days like this week, it looks a whole lot different, but that's okay. We got it all done and all in a roll, so that's what counts. I went the wrong way. I thought he was going to a different field first, but he was going over here, so I had to make a little turn around. That's okay. You're probably like, what in the world were you doing? You're like, well, you didn't tell me which field we were going to, so I was just guessing. And I guessed wrong. The view up here, though, is so pretty. I know my windshield's dirty, but I can't even see him, though. Oh, he's sitting in the truck.
This is where I'm going to play.
Okay. Might be hay bugs. What's it look like? Oh no, that's the seed off the hay. No.
That
Kind of like grass seed.
Oh, look right behind.
Yeah, little ant hill.
Did you take a picture of it?
I took a video of it.
You should take a picture of it. See how big it is.
Well, you know, our curious cows had to come and see what we were up to, and they're like, oh, you bringing dinner? Trying to ward them off of the hay here and the hay in here. Okay, baby. Dakota was putting hay in the barn, and the track on the skid steer kind of caught it, but yeah, just flatten that back out. Don't even know anything happened. Oh, look, good as new. Good as new. Yeah, even maybe even better than before. Look at that. Perfect. Crazy. I was thinking this morning, I can't believe we're already halfway through June. I'm just not quite sure where the year's gone. But goodness, it's flying for sure. Well, we've got a nice little start to the hay outside, and we're done. For now. This will all commence again next week, so yeah. But then after that, we'll be done for a month and a half or so. We'll see. So yeah, we always like that nice break there. Usually in July, you know, we usually have have July off per se. So yeah, it's always nice. But currently, we have almost baled more hay bales first cutting this year than we had in our first full cutting last year. Like, first full, let me think about this. Our first cutting last year, we almost have more bales right now, and we haven't finished yet. I can't do this. Okay. So we almost have, right now, at this time, and we still have another run to go, but we almost have more bales than we did for the whole first cutting last year. So, we're pretty happy about that. Dakota's like, oh, it's going to be a bad winter. And I'm like, the good Lord always gives us what we need. But what I'm hoping it doesn't signify is a dry period for our second cutting. Because we've had a really wet spring and then early summer. We're still kind of early summer, but anyways, it's been really wet up until now, so I'm hoping it doesn't cut off dry. But we'll see. So he's getting ready to fix the dirt spot. He put the bucket back on so he can smooth it out. Nice to see a barn full of hay. This we actually had left over from last year, but these two stalls are from what we hauled in yesterday. And trying to keep the cows out of it is something. You can see we got bull panels, we got one up here, then we got one here, and then we got another one here, and then now Dakota just had to put this gate up here. They don't understand. We gotta save this when they don't have this beautiful green grass.